Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV. We can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new REV'IT Cayenne Pro Gloves, available at RevZilla.com. I wish I knew how to congratulate them in Dutch because they did an excellent job with the new Cayenne Pro. You've heard us be REV'IT fans for quite some time, but we knew in the last few years there were some gaps in their glove lineup. This answers that question. Between the Cayenne Pro and the new Dominator glove, they've taken tremendous leaps forward from a technical standpoint, from a comfort standpoint, and from a protection standpoint, in my opinion, into that adventure realm. If we look at it, you're looking at a full goatskin construction with a ton of protection and ventilation here in the Cayenne Pro, and you're looking at a glove that's best suited for 2 to 3 season hot to warm weather adventure. So spring, summer, fall, non-waterproof, but again, getting a super high-end level of technical as well as comfort consideration when you know you're going to be in situations where you need to be protected, but you really can't have the glove getting in the way. Now, I'm wearing the all black. It's definitely my favorite color option here. But there are 3 other colors available as well. There's a black sand, there's going to be a gray red, a gray blue, a little bit of the BMW flavor there, and you're looking at a glove that I would consider to be mid-cuff, and it's coming in sub $200. Now, I will call out from a fitment standpoint, I'm wearing a size large. That's consistent with the new REV'IT gloves. They fit more American these days. But again, the comfort factor really jumps out at me here. So size large, articulated, meant for aggressive riding, and again on this leather chassis, which they've done a lot of textile adventure gloves in the past, but not a lot of leather. And if I flip it over, you're going to see why it's so important. Nice articulation. I have box stitching, box fingers are externally stitched. The comfort level here in this full goatskin construction is really going to be nice. The other thing about fit, again, not surprising, but fully adjustable. You heard me talk about it being mid-cuff. They're introducing a new cuff design, which we've never seen before. It's a strapped cuff. It starts with these bar tacks in this area right at the crook of the hand, goes across the back, and we're going to talk a lot about that hard part protection in a second, wraps underneath your outseam slider and your landing zone protection, and ties in. So you have this cuff that can get big enough without bunching to accommodate potentially a sleeve, but can be cinched down, wraps all the way across, and will keep it in place in the event of a high-speed get-off. So again, a lot of flexibility, a lot of comfort, and the way this wraps with your hand is just very natural. Now remember, if you are concerned about that fitment, if you're not sure even what that American sizing looks like, and remember, I'd be an XL on things that fit Euro, you go up a size because they're gonna run more snugly, and this has a little more room. Keep in mind, we ship for free over 39 bucks. And as always, click right there where I'm pointing. Click on our logo, subscribe to us at RevZilla TV. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback. I would really love to hear if you're as excited about the Cayenne Pro as I am. So let's dive into some of the nuance. You heard me say that there's really no goat skin on this glove, or really no cow skin on this glove. It's gonna be goat. Has a nice water-resistant finish to it, has perforation in a lot of spots, and offers that great tactile feedback. It's also gonna do a little better if it gets wet. Now moving up the back of the hand, you're gonna see that goat, which is traditional, switch to a more nubuck style construction. Again, it's that suede look, still protective, has a layer of leather underneath of it in many cases, but again, they're giving you a little bit of an update in the style. And again, for me, the style of this glove is the least important thing because I think the function and comfort carry it so far forward. But again, they didn't neglect it. We're seeing this be a little bit of the trend in the adventure world right now, and they've tied it in with this nubuck style quite nicely. Now, moving up from it, again, you're gonna see these TPRs, which are really a stiffer rubber that shows up in a lot of different places. They're gonna create little areas that are gonna create some bounce, allow this leather to be able to be slidden on, but create a little bit of distance between this and the pavement. If you were to land on it, you're gonna see that in the fingers as well, a little bit of shock absorbing. When we move to the back of the hand, you start to see Trionic come into play. This is the same back of the hand as the Jerez Pro, which is nearly their $400 race glove that's being worn in MotoGP by Alvaro Bautista. What you see is a aluminum hard part baked within a dual density honeycomb slider that allows for flexibility, it allows for movement, allows for ventilation, and it allows for shock absorption along with sliding. Again, this design is the latest generation of some of their really GP inspired protection, now working its way into a sub $200 adventure glove. Big fan of them utilizing that technology. Moving into the fingers, you're going to see our nubuck style construction comes back in, and what you're also going to notice is the attention to detail here with the stitching. With between the fingers, you're going to have the goat skin, which is perforated, allowing for some additional airflow here, especially if you're working hard on the bike. Moving around to the side of the finger, where in the Dominator, you're going to see that really long visor wiper. Here you're getting a lot more perforation all the way up the medial side of the hand. And then moving to the fingers, again, more goatskin, which is going to wrap each finger, create a tight seal, create an area of abrasion resistance. They even managed to work in that REV'IT logo. Now, would I love to see them work in the multi-touch screen device, the touch tech on the fingers here? Yeah, I would, but at the end of the day, they're making this glove to be a bit more bomb-proof, and they decided to leave that technology out, knowing that a lot of guys will go the Garmin route if you're really going to be riding for that length of time versus just whipping out your iPhone. Again, stylistic choice from REV'IT, a little bit of a nitpick for me, not the end of the world. Now, as we rotate it over, the first thing I want to start with is the outseam here. We talked a little bit about the finger construction and the pre-curve and the box finger, but the outseam here is tremendous. Notice the amount of dual stitch leather that goes all the way up, capturing that whole seam. You have an area of reflectivity worked in, and you have these little nuggets. I know that's not what they would call them, but these TPRs that are shock absorbing and create that area of raised leather. So a little bit of space allows you to slide across the ground versus grip twisting and pulling when you touch down if it was just basic leather. Landing zone protection, dual comp honeycomb slider, slide, shock absorbing. This slider hasn't changed a lot in the last few years. I went down on this slider when I was wearing a pair of Phantoms at about 80 miles an hour. Tremendous amount of protection, did its job. Mine didn't wear away. I skipped, I slid, it did its job. And notice that this sits atop with these big areas of stitch over that nylon woven piece, which again is that strap, creating a very comfortable way to secure the glove to your hand. Moving into the palm, again, box stitching, box throughout all of the fingers without bunching. Notice the area of reinforcement at the control patch here on the inside. They're using that REV'IT power yarn for reinforcement. Little bit of dots of breathability there, but again, CE rated, so you're not going to see a full perf. And then we move into the thumb. Notice another area of overlap, capturing that seam. You have some perforation going up the outside of the thumb, and as we work our way to the back of the thumb, you're going to see another dual compound honeycomb slider for sliding and shock absorbing, but allowing for a fuller range of motion. Again, when it comes down to it with this glove, if you want 3D season but water resistance and waterproofing from really a Gore GTX or a Gore-Tex Extra Fit with the grip protection, you go up to something like the Dominator where that cuff comes up a little longer. But again, they've given you really short to mid cuff flexibility here on the Cayenne Pro. You're going to have 4 colors available. It's the new strap system from REV'IT. It's the beefiest back of the hand. And again, I'm really not sure how they managed to keep it under $200, but they did an excellent job of baking everything in and taking a leap forward. Extremely comfortable. Even with this amount of TPR on the little finger, you don't feel it. It moves with you. The fingers are extremely comfortable, and this glove is 0% broken in at this point. It's only going to get better from a leather standpoint as you wear it. Now, keep in mind, the next step in your journey is to click right here, read other rider reviews of the Cayenne Pro at RevZilla.com. You don't have to take my word for it. As always, we'll ship for free over 39 bucks, and if you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown. Remember to subscribe to us on our YouTube channel, RevZilla TV. I'm Anthony. We'll see you next time.